From WPTV News Channel 5, it's Slay Your Day with TA.
We're going to slay our weekend. There are so many awesome events going on. I can't wait to tell you about it. If there's something going on that's not on my 5 fun things list, please make sure you put it in the comments and we'll pull it up on the screen and we'll tell everybody about it. And if you comment, I can say hi to you and give you a shout out like Mark did right there. Good morning to you, Mark. Ruby, good morning. Good to see you. Donetta is from Fort Pierce. Good morning. Hello to you, Miss Gilbert. Victoria Davis, hello, good morning. Yvonne, good morning. Richard, I missed, so many are coming in now. Richard, good morning. John Connor, hey, John, good morning to you. David, good morning. Good morning to you. And Larry. Okay, let's get to the 5 fun things list, and then we'll keep saying hi to some folks. It's a great iconic weekend. Living legends are literally all around us. And I want to tell you about the first one. And I'm bummed that I can't go do this tonight. I have a different obligation, which I'll get to in just a bit. Gladys Knight is at the Hard Rock Live tonight at 8 o'clock. Tickets start around $50 plus tax and fee. And the Midnight Train to Georgia singer, you know, she's won like 7 Grammys. And she's been like on number 1 on the charts of not only pop, gospel, R&B, but adult contemporary. So she is a diva for sure. And I know Holly Davis, our very own, is going to go out there. Paula is watching all the way from Norway. Good morning, Paula. Sandra, hello, beautiful morning. Good morning to you. Jennifer, good morning from Boynton Beach. Good morning to you as well as Brenda, good morning. Linda Jacobs, good morning from Jog and Okeechobee. I got my car serviced there yesterday. Good morning to you. Christy, good morning from Palm Beach. It's good to see you. Alexis, hello. Sherry, good morning from Winter Haven. Michelle, good morning to you. Ro, hi TA, love your reports. Oh, thank you. That made my day. I appreciate that. Linda, good, beautiful morning. This is interesting. Is this for real, Michelle? Hot air balloons at the fairgrounds? That is so cool. I'm going to drive past there in just a moment. So on the way home, before I go to my next story. So that's good to know. Okay, also going on this week is another, if you're into rock, you will think they're legends, Imagine Dragons. You know, they have all those really cool songs, like hip songs like Radioactive. I think my favorite one is Thunder. They're going to be rocking out tomorrow night at the FTX Arena in Miami at 7 o'clock. Tickets are about $55 plus tax and fee. If you're like, what is the FTX Arena? That's the old AAA arena. Say hi to some more folks. Carolyn, good morning from Boynton Beach. Deborah, good morning from Stewart's. The birds are on the bird feeder. Oh, cool. Cool. Linda, hi. Victoria says the Greek Festival, St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church. Where is that, Victoria? If you want to comment, we'll get back to it and let everybody know. Jamie in Port St. Lucie, good morning. Lainey in West Palm Beach, hi. Hello to you as well. Chad, good morning to you. It's funny, everybody's saying TA this morning, and good morning, Kimberly and Stuart. It's funny because I will just answer to T anything because everybody hears TA, but they hear TK, TJ, TR. One person called me AT the other day. I answer to it all. You know, it's a good problem to have, I guess. Christian Chenoweth. I also want to see this. I just want to put her in my pocket. She's so teeny. Emmy and Tony Award winning Kristen Chenoweth will perform for the girls. It's a tribute to the greatest female singers of all time. She's going to be at the Kravis Center tonight at 8. Tickets start at $39 plus tax and fee. And then I'm going to be at the Firefighter Chili Cook-Off in Jupiter. The retired firefighters are hosting this cook-off today in Abacoa Town Center from 1 to 6. Booths will be all the fire departments with cold beer, chili, live music. Tickets are $20 for adults and $10 for kids. And I'm going to be judging. And Charlie said he's sending me there with antacid. So I appreciate that. I've lost my place. I think we were right here. Beatrice, good morning from Myrtle Beach. Victoria says that Greek Festival is in Fort Pierce at 2525 North 25th Street. That's a lot of 25s. That's an easy address to remember. Shell says, good morning from West Palm Beach. Good morning from Boynton Beach, said Carolyn. I feel like we said hi to you. Joyce, good morning in Loxahatchee. Rob is, he's a former photographer here. He always has to say go birds for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm a Cowboys fan, so he does it to irritate, and it works. Tawana, good morning. Letitia, good morning from Pearl, Mississippi. Linda, where is Maxwell's Plum in Wellington? Great question. Coming up, I'm going to play you a story about New York City restaurants that are transplanting themselves down here in the Palm Beaches. Either they are moving the restaurant or they're opening up a second location, because so many New Yorkers not only moved down here for a season, they stayed during this pandemic. And so that restaurant is located on South Shore Drive, about half a mile west of Forest Hill Boulevard. So I hope that helps. Nisi, good morning from Jensen Beach. Michelle says it's on Saturday and Sunday. Good morning, Andy. Rob is at Mardi Gras at Universal. That got underway this weekend. It's not just 1 week, it's several weeks of the parades and the beads. And I think on the weekends they have some really good concerts. I think when I'm going to be up there next week, it is Bare Naked Ladies. So that should be a lot of fun. Oh, here you go. Thank you, Rob. Sugar Ray will be tonight. So that's perfect. Raphael, good morning to you. Brew and Wing Fest at Royal Palm Point. I saw that. On the way to Maxwell's Plum the other day. Okay, thank you, Michelle. Scramp, you rock. Well, thank you. Roe, South Palm Beach. Hey. Christine, good morning from Woodbridge, Virginia. Good morning to you. Okay, the next event is a Bee Gees tribute show. You know, the Bee Gees really transcend generations now because of the movies and everything. And there's several tribute bands. This one's called Bee Gees Now. They're going to be at the Veterans Plaza Amphitheater there in Palm Beach Gardens tonight at 7 o'clock. It's free, and they'll sing all the hits, you know, How Deep Is Your Love, To Love Somebody, Night Fever, you know, Jive Talking, all those. Okay. And then, okay, let's go to Kimberly and Stewart. Hello. And then Tree Meeker. Good morning to you. So at the Kravis Center is a show coming up in a couple weeks about Lenny Bruce. And I talked to the actors about why they brought this show here to the Palm Beaches. Lenny Bruce has come up in so many interviews lately. I just talked to comedian Tim Allen, and he says that's one of his influences. And I watched The Marvelous Miss Maisel, and I have to think that one of the characters on that series is Lenny Bruce. Who is Lenny Bruce?
We need a couple hours, but in the, the Reader's Digest version is, Lenny Bruce, the reason he's coming up so much is because free speech is under attack, as it seems to always be on some level, but now more than ever with cancel culture and free speech. And, he was a comedian on the surface. He was a comedian in the 50s and 60s who fought free speech. He was the first guy to get on stage and not have a set routine. He would just kind of talk about life and politics and religion. And they usually don't like the first guy who does things like that. That tends to be a problem. And they were arresting him for words. And he ended up passing away at age 40, but he was sentenced to 4 months on Rikers Island just for words. And the truth is, he was just the smartest guy in the room, and he was a hipster, and I think they were afraid of that, So
I used to work at the Late Show with David Letterman on Ed Sullivan Theater, and the show we did in the 90s, I don't think we could do today. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Like, it's not like it was. I just feel like everybody's so careful about everything and make sure that they say exactly the right thing, and they're worried about saying the wrong thing. Is that kind of what your show's about?
Joe, please take it. I think about Don Rickles and guys like that. So you're probably
Well, I mean, I'm old enough to first of all have remembered Lenny Bruce and seen his when he used to be in Playboy After Dark. It was a TV show they used to have late at night. When he'd be at Hefner's pad and be doing his stuff and all that. But I think political correctness has almost gone. It's gone full circle and beyond. I mean, I think in some ways we were almost smarter and more hip in ancient Rome or ancient Greece in many ways than we are today, in terms of free speech, in terms of being able to kind of put thoughts and ideas and all that out there. I mean, I understand that there's going to be sensitivity about things in terms of, even in terms of words, in terms of, all across the spectrum, in terms of how people should be treating each other and relating to each other. However, I mean, I think it's gotten to a point where, and I blame the internet for 90% of everything, in the sense that it's given a voice to every human being on the planet. And I'm not so sure that's a good idea, because I grew up with the thing that you had to earn it. You had to earn that pulpit. In other words, you couldn't just, every human being couldn't have that equal thing of like, well, no, well, let me get my 2 cents in and speak to every individual on the planet. I don't know. I think you almost have to earn that kind of respect. And so now we're at the point now where every little thing gets examined and torn apart and said, well, I don't know, now you're doing this and that and this and that. And it's like, I'm afraid they're going to change the name of the Chicago Cubs because we're offending the Bears now, because just small bears. So it's a little of that. So sometimes we just have to take a break and start to reevaluate and say, no, wait, aren't we smarter than this? Can't we kind of discern between what's right and what's wrong, or what's smart and what's dumb, and all of those things. So I don't know. I think it's a little of that. And I think this play in so many ways just gives you a snapshot of a time when, and what one of the pioneers fighting for that kind of, for that aspect of free speech, what he went through.
But I think it's more than that, because people also have photos of their cat as their profile picture. And I'm sure you guys experience this way more than we do on local news, but people will just say whatever they're thinking, things they would never say to you in person. They hide behind their keyboard and their profile picture of a dog or a cat and just say things that are totally rude and inappropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, cyberbullying, I think, is in some ways on every level is even worse, because at least if there's a problem in school, your problem with somebody, you're face to face, maybe you look them in the eye, you soften up, whatever. But people get behind the keyboard and there's a sterile aspect to that. And there's only one side. See, that's the problem right now, I think, in our society, is that no one's listening to each other. Everyone's waiting to respond. So if I'm thinking of my next thought, how can I actually be participating in a conversation and potentially a solution? And that's the problem. If everybody's right, then there's nothing to talk about. And so our show examines that and really shines a light on just another time. And some of it, we're still completely living the same way. And in other ways, there was an innocence as well. And now I think everybody, like Joe said, you have to earn these things. And any schmuck, can you say schmuck on TV? I don't know. Any schmuck. You could say schmuck because Lenny made it okay. That's why.
Yes, that's right.
Just to be clear, let me just shout out to my Lenny here, but that's the truth. Anybody just thinks they could, say whatever they want, whenever they want, and there's no consequence. You have great comics who are afraid to do their acts now.
It is very interesting to talk to comedians as they come through town now and ask them the question, how have you had to change your act since the pandemic? Because at the same time, all these kind of censorship type things, cancel culture, started at the same moment, and they change it immensely. And it's a sad thing, because I felt like when you're a comedian, you're allowed to go and pick at that thing that we need to talk about in a safe environment. And now you don't have that. So Joe, what made you want to bring this show to the Kravis Center to tour around the nation?
Well, bottom line, because it's a tremendous show, a tremendous performance. Ronnie's done a remarkable job of creating this thing and creating this character. And I'm just a firm believer of, if it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage. But if it's on the page, it should be on the stage. And in this instance, it is, and it's proven itself. I mean, he's done over, I don't know, over north of 300, 400 performances we've done now.
Almost 350.
350, yes. I mean, we've done it in Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, and the response has been so tremendous. I mean, I think I'm at an age where I can say to myself, I know when I'm kidding myself and when I'm not. And bottom line, this has been very successful, and I think rightly so. And I mean, I'm just proud to be a participant in it and work with Ronnie in making this happen. But I think it's got something to say. The main thing is all I ever look for in this business is for anything I've ever done as an actor, director, producer, whatever, maybe just that the person who experiences it, that they can walk away and say, that was time well spent. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I took the time to see that. And that's all I look for. Everybody says, what message do you want to send? Or what do you hope that they take from it? I don't know what the hell I think they're going to take from it. That's a personal thing. But long as they can say, that was time well spent. And I think in this instance, it is time well spent, because they'll be amused, they'll be entertained, they'll laugh, but they'll also think and go, wow, this is, and the best kind of reviews we get are when you hear about these young people, especially, see it over and over and then go home and research it. They're like, who the hell is this on Lenny Bruce? What's this all about? And stuff like that. So, to me, that's what it's all about.
Well, I just think I'm 44 and I just started hearing about Lenny Bruce, but it's been interview 1, interview 2, interview 3, and now you guys. I'm like, okay, what did I miss? So I'm excited to go see the shows. We're going to be at the Kravis Center February 18th through the 20th. Tickets start at $45. Make sure you go to kravis.org to get the authentic tickets and not get ripped off by scalpers. Guys, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I really am excited to see the show, because I didn't realize all this stuff about Lenny Bruce and who he influenced in pop culture. I love The Marvelous Miss Maisel on Amazon. A new season's coming out in a couple months. But Lenny Bruce, there's a character based on Lenny Bruce who gets arrested and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be a lot of fun to see. Let's say hi to Arnie in Oakland Park. Good morning to you. Now, if you're looking for fun things to do around us, you can always go to wptv.com/taste. But if you just want to lay there in bed on your couch as a second device this morning, here's all the fun stuff we did this week. Hey, welcome to Taste and See South Florida. Today we have a new local hotspot for you to check out. Lily Pulitzer print. Where did the idea come from? Well, it was right here in Palm Beach. And something paranormal is at the Palm Beach Kennel Club. First, a piece of history opens up in Wellington. The village just got a little sexier with the opening of Maxwell's Plum, following a trend of restaurants that were once in Manhattan relocating to South Florida.
There's definitely a connection and relationship between New Yorkers and Florida.
Maxwell's Plum was the place to be seen in Manhattan during the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
It was considered the Studio 54 of restaurants.
Celebrities like Gloria Vanderbilt, Bobby Short, and a former president.
It was such a scene. It was on the cover of New York Magazine. Donald met Ivana at the bar.
Really?
Yes, it's historically known that that's where he picked her up.
The biggest character was her father, the originator of fantasy restaurants like Tavern on the Green and Maxwell's Plum.
My father was a very flashy, over-the-top, rhinestone suits, pink limousine kind of guy.
Inspired from pop culture.
My middle name is Oz because my grandfather produced The Wizard of Oz. My father literally grew up on the set of The Wizard of Oz, and it was incredible that he got to see a fantasy really come to life right in front of him.
And now Jenny Oz Leroy is bringing that fantasy world to the equestrian community of Wellington.
Well, I'm looking around the restaurant and it doesn't look like New York. It looks like Lily Pulitzer on Palm Beach.
Yes. We started with pink and we just kept going.
Fans of the old New York restaurant are noticing.
Almost every single day we have people that come here.
What do they say?
Oh my God. I met my wife. I had my first date.
The New York Post is reporting people are fleeing the city and making the Palm Beaches their home, and their restaurants are following. We found about a dozen or so with the help of Discover the Palm Beaches that are setting up shop here in South Florida.
The Palm Beaches says restaurants in our destination, they also benefit from less restrictions, full operating capacity, outdoor dining space, and a more comfortable year-round climate, allowing them to be successful during what has been a hard time for restaurants. Reborn in the village of Wellington, a long, rich history of New York, with original artwork on the walls.
Here we are in a pink and gold glittery restaurant.
That has a neon sign that says, "Yes, Queen."
It does. It does. You know, we just want everyone to know they are welcome here, especially queens of every kind. Well, British, drag, all welcome at Maxwell's Plum.
Another restaurant opening in a few days in North Palm Beach is called Seminole Reef Grill. They plan to have an elevated menu featuring more than just seafood.
It's a scratch kitchen. We are primarily seafood, fresh fish. We'll have 8 to 10 types of fresh fish daily. Boat to table, we're going to be buying as much of our fish as we possibly can, right from commercial fishermen. We also have prime steaks, and we have a sushi bar, a raw bar.
Now, also inside, Carrie Chen, a world-renowned artist and angler, is bringing what he's seen on the sea to the walls of the new North Palm Beach restaurant. Born in Cali,
True island boy.
raised in Jamaica.
I've been fishing most of my life. I was a fisherman before and I was an artist.
You may have heard of Palm Beach Gardens resident Carrie Chen's name or seen it on a t-shirt.
He's one of the best fishermen in the whole world, and he's probably the best artist, marine artist in the whole world.
It's kind of like sketching.
He uses his time on the water for inspiration to paint this mural in North Palm Beach.
This is what I do every weekend. I fish all over the world. Big giant fish eating other fishes, jumping out of the water, doing the weirdest thing you have never seen before, you know?
He says he uses his photographic memory to paint his canvas, which right now is the new Seminole Reef Grill, now under construction.
And if you notice that these are darker, so what I do is I push them back so it looks three-dimensional.
He is no stranger to the spotlight. He brings his vivid colors and his art to merchandise at stores like Walmart, Bell's, and West Marine.
Great thing about Florida is we have fresh seafood right here, and it goes straight in here, and can't get any better than that.
Now, he and his partners are not only making this new restaurant boat to table.
Walls will be like an art gallery. We'll be selling his paintings.
Makes sense, you know, a restaurant and a gallery. Why just a gallery?
But will the mural be done by the time the restaurant opens?
I'm going to Panama to do another mural, and I'm going to take a little intermission from this one and then finish that one and come back and finish this one.
Let's just say Carrie is on island time. Now, if you're like me and you find crossing the bridges to the town of Palm Beach a little unapproachable, there's a new updated guidebook out that shows us the rich history of the island, including where the lily print originated from.
A perfect day for a tour. It's not too hot. Hi there.
Rick Rose uses a water fountain in the courtyards of Palm Beach as his podium.
So we're going to get right into the tour, and we're going to talk about the name Worth Avenue.
True history buff, a historian at heart.
Every Wednesday, December through April,
I'm the official historian for the Worth Avenue Association.
visitors and residents alike explore the posh Worth Ave, a walking tour,
So we're going to go into Via Parigi.
sharing his knowledge of the rich history of the Palm Beaches and the town of Palm Beach.
No window shopping, ladies.
Moving the crowds along, sprinkling in
They didn't call the body of water what the Indians called it, which was Hypoluxo. That's actually the...
fun facts.
And so that's how we have the name Worth here. It's the same general for which Fort Worth, Texas is also named.
About architecture,
It was the rebirth place of Mediterranean revival architecture.
about fashion titans,
Lily Pulitzer is one of those famous, important Palm Beach stories. She opened a Jew shop here on Worth Avenue, and she asked her dress designer to design some clothing. When they were serving the juice and the juice splashed on their clothes, you wouldn't see the stains. So, of course, the ladies know what I'm talking about.
uniforms that turned into fashion statements.
She was good friends with some very prominent Palm Beachers. Jacqueline Bouvier, who later became Jackie Kennedy, they were schoolmates. We're still wearing them today. All right, we're going to go out front. There are so many stories like that in Palm Beach, where it just kind of happened organically. It wasn't planned.
Sharing exaggerated tales, but with strong historical truths behind the
Of
wealth.
course, everyone who came here wanted a Meisner estate. He always had exotic pets, and in particular, monkeys.
And the monkey, I mean, Johnny Brown, who's buried where the pizzeria is, pizza al fresco. Who has that kind of thing? Nobody.
His tours have turned into a guide.
I also try to bring the destination alive in my tours, and I try to bring that across in the book.
Palm Beach, the essential guide to America's legendary resort town.
Well, it's exciting. It was a lot of work. So
This is the second edition.
I wrote this book really for locals and visitors alike. Give a simple, historic sort of timeline and explanation as how did Palm Beach come into being.
He just gives a lot of himself for the benefit of the community, and for that alone, we should be thankful.
I think that people who came here because of the weather, but they don't realize that a lot of history was made here.
The updated guide is available at Lilly Pulitzer on Palm Beach and will be on Amazon on February 15th. All right, there's a ticket alert. Live Nation added 3 more concerts to the I Think Financial Amphitheater for 2022. Genre-bending artist Halsey announced their Love and Power Tour will kick off at the I Think Financial Amphitheater on May 17th, and the Black Keys will perform on August 24th, and 5-time Entertainer of the Year Luke Bryan out at Coral Sky, the same venue as I Think, on September 30th. It's not Halloween, but that's not keeping the performance of Cirque Italia from putting on a spooky and thrilling paranormal circus under the big top in the parking lot at Palm Beach Kennel Club in West Palm Beach.
I started since I was 7 years old, and now I'm 16, so.
Ivy and her dad Luigi are from Mexico.
I'm a very lucky parent.
Happy to be together as performers, traveling the country with the Paranormal Circus.
I can't tell what no.
It's thrilling.
Oh my God.
You will see clowns as well, but not the funny ones, a little bit scary ones.
And dangerous.
I stand up on my hands, then I shoot a balloon with a bow and arrow with my feet, with my toes.
Do you ever miss?
Sometimes.
But her dad says possibly messing up is part of the thrill for the audience.
Because something went wrong, and they retry, and that's the cool part.
They don't wait for Halloween to come around to jump out and frighten people.
Carrying people the whole year, so I really enjoy that.
The daughter and father team love traveling with the circus, but say Florida's weather has been a little cattywampus.
It's crazy. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold.
The big top of the Paranormal Circus is in town until February 6th at the Palm Beach Kennel Club in West Palm Beach. Now, for fun content like this anytime, head to WPTV.com/taste. Goodbye, take care of each other and yourself.